pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have to do a roll call.
Mr. Paulson,
Here.
Mr. Gibbon,
Here.
Ms. Gillespie,
Here.
Mr. Sonic,
Yep.
Here.
Mr. Smith is here, Mr. Hammer's here, we're all present.
Good, we have a quorum. Okay, has everybody had an opportunity to go over the agenda here? If we have, do we have a motion to accept this agenda?
I accept.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, has everybody had an opportunity to read the minutes that's on the back of the agenda page from the last meeting in December? If you haven't, we'll give you a couple minutes to kind of go over it.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we accept the minutes of the December 8th meeting.
Thanks, Pam. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Who seconded it? Jim?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, on to the reports, the budget report. Russ?
You got budget in front of you. This is more Terry's area, but, that's, period ending 3/31 where we're at so far.
We're just looking at the income statement, the last page. Not a lot has changed since the last meeting, then, has it?
No, when you get into fall of the year, there's not a lot of,
You had most chemical bought before.
yes, we buy all our chemical in the fall for the following year, which sometimes I don't like carrying it, but the way the chemical costs have gone, it kind of saved us, but we're gonna get, the expense of chemicals really gone up. This coming year will be spendy.
You mean the follow-on stuff you're gonna need, you run short on that kind of stuff, or?
I haven't run short on chemical. I'm actually using less over the past, well, it'd be the sixth year now. I've dropped about 26% in chemical use
Oh, wow.
from when I took over. And that has to do with, which kind of gets into my weed report, but I'm not gonna solid spray a road if a farmer's haying 4 miles. I'll go back in the fall and spot spray. So I'm, farming is what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm trying to do more of that and learning the roads and where I can, and it can hurt you because you go about 3 years spot spraying and then it gets away from you. It's like a pasture. You know, you can cheat for a while and then you gotta go back and just solid spray it. But I'm trying to get to where a lot less chemical put out, put it where it needs to be. I can give you an example. You take 121, the gravel off of Minnesota Avenue all the way down. 12 miles of that, there's only 3 miles they don't hay. I haven't solid sprayed that in 3 years, just spot sprayed. So you take that cost of chemical off. I'm trying to get it down a little more, but I'm getting close to where I can't get less. And of course, the townships, that chemical we're reimbursed for, so I'm looking at county side.
Right. Anybody have any questions with this income statement that we see in front of us? If not, do we have a motion to accept it as provided?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Spray report.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of spraying lately. Weeds are hard to find.
You're saying that wrong. I've got all the weeds controlled. right
There, yeah. I want to amend my statement. Perfect control at this
Yep, there you
time.
go, good.
I wish you could find some weeds right now.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like to see a few ditches empty for the blowing snow.
Yeah,
No, on spray report, yeah, kind of compiling my list for how I'm gonna attack roads. Get out early, see where my fall spraying worked or didn't work, and that's what I do in the spring, a lot of running around, trying to find my bad spots. Did I get a good kill on them? Last year with the heat, that hurt me midsummer. Some stuff got away. I tried to hit it in the fall. Now let's go back and see what I got, but we'll get after it here shortly. It'll come real fast all of a sudden.
How many townships do you have on the spring and the fall spraying for this?
I haven't got any calls yet this spring, but it's between 5 and 6 we generally spray. I have the usuals, and one down south, they did for years, and now I think they went off on their own. And theirs is fairly clean because it's been sprayed for years and years, and I don't know if they found somebody to do it cheaper or what, which kind of hard to do, or about as cheap as you can get, but.
yeah.
And it'll be here shortly. I try and get closer to when it greens up, because if I send it out too early, it's like me, I forget it. But I send a letter to all the townships that, please control weeds. If you're needing us, please let me know. And then they'll give me a call. I know I had one township I sprayed last fall, which generally I do townships in the fall, and that's biggest issue there is drift. It's really hard to get across 6 townships and all the county roads, and you got real narrow ditches and drifting. I prefer to do them in the fall. So I got one that might have me do some spot spray in spring because they had a thistle issue in a portion of theirs, and I told them I'd contact them this spring, and took 2 years of complaining to them to do something, and they had me do something. Now I got to go do it.
We'll move on to the equipment report then.
Equipment, yeah. Gonna be getting a new Ranger, get rid of an old one. I just moved the spray platform from the old one into the new one. Now probably, future-wise, I'd like to rebuild that one and get it to a low-profile tank, especially driving in ditches, but I have a spray platform to go right in it. We should get that in about April. The big truck, been working on that. That was supposed to be put together this winter, but I spend 90% of my time plowing snow. So we're slowly getting there. Got the tank mounted on it, got my sprayer stuff on it. Now it's kind of testing it out. We're working on it as we go. That's gonna save me time when you get that right day. I can go spray 40 miles before I go fill versus 6. So I expect good things out of that one.
You traded in the old Ranger?
No. Did not trade it in. The 2 places I asked, I think one would give me $800 and the other one was maybe $1,000. So there's potential use for it, highway department or the 4-H grounds. So we're looking at that before we get rid of it instead of going to get new. And that's up in the air for now. We'll see.
What did you end up paying for that Ranger?
14,640 something. And I think a couple $100 dock fee, so
Yep.
probably be in that 14,700, 7.5 done. Terry's kind of been chasing that once I got him the bids for it. And when I went out and bid them, I wanted the basic, nothing, no options except power steering. And I called everywhere you can call within 200 miles, and they're all within $20 of each other. When you get that far down on basic, there's no room to move on them. But
How many gallon spray tank then is on that then?
I have a 70-gallon on the Ranger, big Ranger I got now. This one will have a 100-gallon tank on it, and I want to go to a 70-gallon low profile because you get that 100-gallon tank's that tall. And in the ditch, when that's full, that will make you pucker.
That'll fit right in that box.
Yeah, that fits right in. I custom build the frame myself. Just a square frame, 4 foot by 3.5 foot, to buy for a tank is $600. No, I'll go buy the steel and I'll build it for a lot less.
Good for you.
Yeah, other than that equipment, it all should be up running. I don't foresee any major expenses to any of them. I just took the spray controller and everything out of one truck, moving it to the other, and it worked fine last year. You always run into a bug here and there, but shouldn't see any big expenses on any of that.
Okay.
I hope, cross my fingers, knock on wood.
Anybody else have any questions about the equipment report? Go ahead, Russ.
Trouble spots, I got my list that if I chase somebody, I keep track 3 years. That's my personal in-house rule. And I've got several of them that I'm going to try and send a letter out early. You gotta be a little cautious with that because technically you're supposed to see weeds before you see it, but I wanna contact them that thanks for doing what you did last year, but please stay on it this year. You know. And I'll chase down whatever comes up this year. We'll see what the year brings, you know, how fast and hard things grow and how the growing season goes.
Okay, anything else on that, Russ?
You guys got any questions on anything I'm doing? Good or bad?
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, I got a couple spots don't go look at. You wouldn't say that. They get away from me all the time.
If there aren't any questions, we'll move right on to old business, and there's only one item there, locally noxious weeds.
We did get approval. I didn't bring the letter with. The state has approved what we requested as continuing with our locally noxious weeds. So that will be good for, is it 3 or 5? I think they upped it to 5, didn't they?
5 foot.
That'd be good for 5 years. We can, if we decide there's a bad weed, we can add to that with another request. But right now, state noxious weeds and then the ones we've declared locally noxious. And like I said last meeting, the only thing I see is a little bit of chicory getting started on the east side, but nothing that I would chase countywide to go after yet. They're spots.
Okay. No questions on any part of the old business there? Well, I guess the only thing we have left here is new business. Do we have any other new business that's not on here besides the election of officers?
I don't have anything unless you guys have something you want me doing different or like to see done. And I've always said if anybody hits you with a complaint, get it to me. I follow them up. I don't ignore any of them. I chase them all down, good or bad. Even if you see something, call me. Maybe I found it, maybe I haven't, but I try to get to them.
Okay, the other thing we have on here is election of officers. I think we have to open the floor to nominations for each one of these, that's correct?
You open the floor to nominations for each one, and
Okay. This time I will open the floor for nominations for president.
I nominate Jim Gibbons, moving up.
Do we have any other nominations?
I'll nominate the current chair right now.
I like this. Hear the train a coming.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Is that a nomination?
That is a nomination.
Do we have any other nominations? If we don't, do we have a motion to close the floor to nominations?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
okay. How do you want to vote for this? Your show of hands?
Show of hands will work.
Okay. Anybody who wants Jim for president, raise your hand.
Thank you, Pam.
Okay, myself for president, raise your hand.
2 hands.
3 and 3.
Okay, do we, open the floor right now for, motions for, vice president? Do we have a nomination for vice president?
I nominate Pam Gillespie.
Pam?
Pam Gillespie.
Do we have any other nominations for vice president? Not seeing any, do we have a motion to, close the floor to nominations?
So moved.
Second. Congratulations, Pam. Secretary. I will open the floor for nominations for secretary. You love that job? Any nominations for secretary?
I nominate Mr. Hammer.
You do a good job.
You gotta get a t-shirt like I had tire tracks under the bus.
You kind of see all these things coming.
Oh, yeah. When I retired from the ambulance, it took 4 years. I retired and they voted me in president 4 more years. I said, I'm not showing up again.
Yeah. Being there's no nominations, will you accept the position for another year?
Sure.
Okay, well, that concludes the,
All in favor, say aye.
all in favor, say aye.
Yeah. You gotta
Aye.
put the eye on
Opposed, same sign.
on the train.
Okay, any other announcements that you know of, anybody?
No, other than thanks you guys for being on the board and dealing with this, putting up with me.
Do we have to set a time?
Next
and
meeting.
date
Yeah,
for the
when is our
meeting
next,
here?
when are
Usually in
we,
August? No, wait,
June, isn't it?
June,
June.
yeah, June.
Yeah,
And it's gotta be on a Tuesday, don't it, in the morning?
correct.
Yep,
So,
The third Tuesday.
Third Tuesday in June is the 20th.
6th to the 13th to the 20th.
shoot for that, and if it changes, then
shoot for which one? 20th?
20th. Isn't it third Tuesday? We gotta do on a commission meeting day, cause this is courtroom, so that'd be the third Tuesday,
20th, right?
20th.
20th, yeah.
We'll still be planting corn probably.
Yeah, it could be.
8:30 again?
Yeah.
Preventive planning.
June
area?
20th.
Yeah, it is.
June 20th, yep.
I think there's gonna be some of that.
So June 20 at 8:30 a.m.
Is there anything else that needs to be brought forward to this meeting at this time? If not, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make an motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passed. Thanks, everybody.